in the panel. What's up, Yolanda?
Hey, elevator. Hey, Tina.
You doing all right today, Yolanda?
Yeah, a little tired today.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Totally. Earlier, I was so drained. I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world? I didn't even
Oh,
work out on live. I just went for a walk.
I don't blame you. Trust me, cause I had got home. I had drank Supreme's panel for a little bit, and then like I passed out.
Oh, I totally get it. I probably slept for about 30 minutes after I walked. I passed right out. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so drained today.
Hmm. Yeah,
I know I
And
should have
all of the
passed out the way I've been going. I
tell me.
have not had a nap today, and I got up at 3 something this morning. So,
Oh, oh, we. Uh, what's up, Von's Reality? Thank you for joining.
hey, Vaughn. Good to see you in the chat.
Yeah, so on Yolanda, today's topic is going to be narcissists exposed, red flags, and how to break free.
oh my God, I'm typing in there right now for my page.
No, go ahead, go ahead. No rush. Since I like to get straight to the point a little bit too fast.
Listen, I don't mind. It's okay because gotta get started, you know? Gotta
Right.
honor times and everything. It was Friday. You've been going
Mhm.
strong since y'all been going strong since September.
Right.
And so, I mean, your body will respond to being tired
Absolutely.
and that is
Absolutely.
it. And so everybody can rest.
Mm-hmm. Uh, what's up, Jeffrey? Thank you for joining. How you doing, Mia J? Thank you for joining. All right, Tina. Tina back in the building.
I'm definitely back. Don't know how that happened.
It's all right. It happens. I get it.
You wrong. I thought I had mastered the art of not dropping myself out the chat. I mean, out of the panel.
Nah, that's
This
all
one
right.
of them rough ones today.
I get it. I get it. So, Dr. Ninja Turtle's in the building. Thank you for joining, Dr. Ninja Turtle. Let's go ahead and get with the talking points. So, first talking point is going to be understanding narcissism at its core.
Mm.
Narcissism is more than vanity. It's rooted in entitlement and lack of empathy. Narcissists often mask their behavior with charm and charisma to gain trust early. The difference between narcissistic traits and narcissistic personality disorder is often misunderstood. Their patterns are predictable once you understand the psychological foundation. Double check the chats.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I had to make sure my volumes were doing right. Because I was sitting there wondering why I couldn't hear you all. Over here acting like Trisha was earlier today.
Oh man, no, don't even go there.
Let me stop. She been fired me. It's like my own mod going off. She fired.
Right. So, we got a question here. When you hear the word narcissist, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For me, narcissist is it kind of equals the word control in my mind, and
Mm.
a lot of times, they're not worthy of having control because they don't actually put in any type of work or effort or anything like that to actually be in control.
I always think of um, selfishness when it comes
Yes.
to narcissism. I always think of ulterior motives when it comes to narcissists as well. Because some people feel like that narcissists have a tendency to present themselves as this evil individual that is just out to get you, when in fact, a part of the the psyche or the mindset of the narcissist really has more so to do with being able to be entreating, being able to be charismatic, being able to be a very helpful for a season, or
Right.
for a time.
Right.
And when you come across those kind, it'll cause you to question if you saw what you actually saw when they
Hmm.
begin to show other sides of them, which they spoon feed you little bit by little bit, you know.
Right. Right. Um. So tips takes are draining. Yeah. Yeah. That too. Yolanda, what do you think when you hear the word narcissist?
I think about a little bit of everything. I think about control. Part of what
Hmm.
Tina said as well is being a selfish. They really
Hmm.
do like to control the narrative
Yep.
of everything, and they often try to hide their hand or spin it when you bring, especially when you bring something to a narcissist attention about how they're making you feel. They'll
Hmm.
often do things like examples. Somebody that I knew,
Hmm.
I told them I felt a certain way. They was like, "Nah, you just insecure," you know.
Wow.
And they threw all of these other things out and really spent it.
Hmm.
Um, Tried to spin the whole thing on me and like really make me feel bad when I didn't do anything wrong. I was just verbalizing, "Hey, I don't like what you doing. It's
Right.
making me feel some type of way. I'm about to really like spaz and come out of character.
Hmm.
Nah, you the problem. It ain't me." They do that kind of stuff.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. That's pretty spot on. Um. So our next talking point is going to be common narcissistic tactics and manipulation. So love bombing creates an emotional dependency quickly, making boundaries harder to set. Gaslighting breaks down a person's reality and erodes self trust over time. The silent treatment is used strategically to punish and gain control. Oh man, triangulation keeps people competing for approval, maintaining the narcissist's power. Oof,
That
that's.
is
When it comes to that love bombing and
Mm-hmm,
then gaslighting and
mm-hmm,
things of that nature, which I kind of don't want to put that jacket on everyone because I do understand that it's a psychological disorder,
right,
um, and that you can be clinically. I don't want to overstate as if I'm a clinician,
right.
because I do know that there are telltale signs, and you would have to fit a particular criteria in
Right.
order to be diagnosed as a narcissist. However, I
Mhm.
also understand that people do have a tendency to exhibit narcissistic behavior and
Mhm.
how they do when it comes to manipulation tactics. I think that a
Yep.
lot of times that's what we see more than anything is that a person is manipulative in their actions and with the things that they do. They come across as loving or, like I said earlier, endearing and trying to lull you into a state of unguard,
Right.
where you open up to them, lull you into a state of vulnerability. And so when you
Mhm.
have stuff like that going on, with an individual, they just wait, they can wait patiently for you to
Mhm.
get to a particular place before they begin to then, take everything from you,
Right.
or go cold turkey or not talk to you at all, stonewall you, and things of that nature. It's
Mm.
those things when you begin to see them, you like, okay, so you want to act like that because I didn't do what you wanted me to do. So now all of a sudden I'm not worth a hill of beans and I never was nothing to you and all this, that, and the other. You know.
Mhm. Yep.
that is so true. You make me think about a lot about how the narcissist will go quiet. I'm experiencing that with my youngest's father. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
he'll do stuff thinking he hurting me, but he be hurting the child. I'm talking
Right.
about not calling for months, thinking, "Oh, I'm finna wear her out. She gonna get tired." You know what I'm saying? She don't got no support. It all in his mind.
Right.
What all the bees he hurting the baby, not hurt. You know what I'm saying? Not hurting me, and then he'll throw it at me. See, you kept me. You kept me from him, and all that old dumbness. But I was like, nope. You have a way to contact me to, deal with your son. You just choose to pull back because it feels like a mode of control for him, like he's trying to control the narrative. Then
Uh-huh.
when I get super quiet and then I'm not combative or argumentative and I don't say nothing,
Uh-huh.
it's, oh, you trying to turn my child against me. So I had firsthand experience with a whole total narcissist.
Yeah. I understand, you know. Um it's the same thing on my end. And me just trying to keep the peace, and I'm doing things that I really didn't want to do just so I could get the woosah real quick, and
Yeah,
it was just it's never enough.
yeah,
So yeah, I get it. I trust me.
yeah.
Oof, never again. I swear. What's
Me-
I
I
saw Monique in the chat. What's up, Monique?
Hey
I
y'all.
can't even find comment. And I see Suzanne in the chat. Corey's here. What's up, Corey?
I see faces I ain't never. I mean, I'm not used to seeing. I'm glad they here though, but I'm not used to seeing some of these faces.
Right,
Not in this space, at least.
right. Hey,
Super glad to see Destined to Recover. So glad that you're here. Not
I
that I
mean,
ain't glad to see the rest of you all, but that is a new
oh,
face in the
yeah,
place.
Destin
Hey,
is here.
Destin to
What's
recover,
up,
beautiful
Destin?
mama.
Yeah, hey,
Mm-hmm.
Destin might have her leash on her. That was the inside joke.
Oh.
That was the in,
Oh no, you
that,
didn't. I was
that was the
listening.
inside joke.
I was listening.
Supreme is here. What's up, Supreme? What's good, bro? So
Peace all I mess with. Boy, I tell you, he come in with it, coming in hot.
he always got a punchline. So we got a question. Which narcissist tactic? Yeah. Which narcissistic tactic do you think is harder to spot? Love bombing, gaslighting, or silent treatment?
Hold
Ooh,
on, wait a minute. Let me see that. Which narcissistic tactic hardest to spot? Love bomb, I guess, and self treatment. Um, hardest to spot.
yeah.
I would say it's a combination between the love bombing and the gaslighting.
Gaslighting, yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Somewhere
absolutely.
up in there, because a person you may not notice a person love bombing,
Mm,
especially if it's a thing of, oh, you think the person is just nice. They because that's the thing about, this person wants to give you so much or do so much for you. And at first it's refreshing. Oh, I'm getting help. This person has my better interests at heart. They showed up when I needed them and things of that nature. But then you're not paying attention to how often this person is showing up, how often they're saying the things that they're saying, or
yeah.
doing the things that they're doing as it pertains to love bombing. So by the time they gaslight you, you like, nah, I'm not being gaslit. They love me.
Yep.
Why would they have done what they have done
Yep.
if, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
they just gonna turn around and act like I'm crazy.
right, for sure. That part.
Oof. And again, it's not this conversation doesn't fit everybody in particular as a whole, but even when somebody might be appearing to be love bombing you and that they really have genuine intentions, but I know for me a lot of times it's like, oh nah, like chill. What did you then it's a red flag.
Yeah,
And they might really mean it, but yo, like chill. it's kind of crazy, but yeah. Whew.
Yeah, so it's a rough one. Especially when I mean, and that's the thing about narcissistic individuals because can always tell when you're vulnerable,
Hmm.
even when you don't know that you're in a vulnerable state.
Absolutely.
Because and how to gauge it is the fact that you don't see the red flags in nothing that they're doing. They know that what they're doing is red flag material,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
you don't know that what they're doing is red flag material. And with each thing that you don't notice and you don't call out and you don't say anything about, what tends to happen is the fact that what tends to happen is they then have the ammunition to use against you because they notice what you don't notice.
Right, right. So keep your eyes open, people, please.
Or they even do things to like throw a shadow over or like put a blanket over and
Hmm.
you don't see it. They do things that will camouflage their behaviors. And sometimes you don't see it until after you've been in the situation further than you wanted to be.
Right, right.
And they prey on you when you're real vulnerable too.
Oh yeah. Um.
Uh, the term love bombing comes from the uh it comes from the psychiatric or psychological um assertions or the definition of narcissist is encoded within narcissistic behavior and the actual diagnosed narcissistic individual. Love bombing is what they generally do to get a person to let their down their guards and to
uh,
lull them into a position with them, you know, whether
yeah.
they're trying to trick them into being with them in a romantic relationship or a friendship or whatever. And it's toxic in nature. It's not just a person doing something out of the goodness of their heart, but it's more so a tactic in order to be able to control the person or, or get them to do whatever it is that they want them to do at some point.
Right.
And not only that, it disguises a person's real intent.
Hmm. Yvette said, my opinion, the narcissist wants you to lower your standards so they can always have an upper hand on you. So you have to match their energy and give them the same energy they give to you. Yeah.
I think that's just manipulative people, period. And the reason why I keep saying that is because when it comes to actual narcissists, there is so much information that you have to have in order to be able to diagnose the actual disorder. And a lot of times people will just look at manipulation as this specific diagnosis because
Mm.
uh, um, narcissistic personality disorder is a specific disease and of the mind. You know what I'm saying? The individual has a problem like they have cancer. They have a problem like they have, some of these other diseases. It's just that it's a mental thing. But when it comes to people being manipulative, sneaky, underhanded, that is part of almost what I would say the human race. And so there is a big difference between the person who's just selfish and manipulative versus the person that actually has a problem. Because the people that actually have a problem, a lot of times it's kind of difficult for them to come out of that situation, mainly because they can't help themselves and they have to go through a lot of therapy and things of that nature
Yeah.
Hmm.
in order for things to be and they have to want it for themselves because if you don't think you're sick, or who going to the doctor?
Yeah, that
Hmm.
part.
Right.
I know I looked it up too, and a part of it says the tactic is used to trick people into thinking that they're the one. Um, but the extra attention that is given to them is for selfish reasons. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, again, that still goes back to manipulation.
it
He
is.
said, what if a person is just a natural giver and believes in showering the person that he lives with gifts and attention? I'm
Yeah,
like, yes, that is the case. However, a person does not necessarily have to have the diagnoses, like I said, of narcissism
Mm-hmm.
or a narcissistic personality disorder versus the narcissism that we see in society in the Western culture and things of that nature. It's very rare that you'll actually come across a genuinely diagnosed narcissist. They're hard. It's not as widespread as people think. However, it is the closest as it pertains to a blanket understanding that people
Mm-hmm.
have of the masses. They have a tendency to group everyone in with being a narcissist,
right.
but it's one of those things that when you come across this selfish person, that's one of the
Mm-hmm.
first things that come to mind. When you come across that person that's manipulative and all they care about is themselves and all they do is gaslight you and all that, I'm like, you can have all of those things and still not be a narcissist.
Yeah, you can.
True. That's true. Let's say how many people in the chat have dated a narcissist. I got kids by one.
I feel you.
What's the difference between thinking highly of yourself and being a narcissist?
A
Uh,
big difference
maybe,
because
yeah.
it's not a disorder to think highly of yourself. It
Mm-hmm.
is or not. I mean, again, the conflation of a disorder. That's like saying you act like you got bone marrow cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you walk around, your leg break or something. When in fact you just need some vitamin D or something. You need some calcium. You need something that'll fortify whatever's going on with you. It's not necessarily leukemia. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Right.
difference. And when you
Right.
have that difference, there are other factors that go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I agree with Supreme in that him saying that he bet 90% of women will say that they've dated a narcissist. I believe that. I believe it's a lot of women that feel like they came across a narcissist. However, how many times have we seen, even when it comes to their own children, they enable the behavior that is going on with them? So it's
Right.
not necessarily a narcissist. We have to take accountability for our own actions as well, instead of
Yeah.
just labeling everybody with a disease.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Oof. That was
Right.
that was boss.
Deep Saint.
Yeah,
Pause.
because it's like, if everybody's a narcissist, who made them? The women. So why do we keep creating narcissists as mothers?
Generational cycles.
Hey, but that's my case. I'm like, it doesn't make sense that, I mean, because that's the thing that I take into consideration. It's always a bunch of people that say this person is like such and such. I have seen them. They have treated me like this and that and the other, without taking into consideration that they have some accountability factors and why the person is behaving like with them like that in the first place.
Right. That's true.
Bad.
Um, what's up, Stephanie? I see you in the chat. Thank you for joining. What she said, unhealed trauma, maybe. Yeah, yeah, possibly. I
And I'm
don't
not
know.
saying that people ain't out here, cutting up and acting a fool and doing
Mm,
folks wrong and whatnot. But I'm like, sometimes the person seems like a narcissist because nobody told them no.
right,
Yes.
Their mama didn't tell them no. The daddy didn't tell them no. The grandmama just, oh, he'll be all right, give him a popsicle. Now you wonder why he cut up out here acting a fool.
Right.
right, right.
All you
And
have is a bunch of grown people that haven't become adults.
hmm and like Destin said, we all have a part we play,
Yeah.
and that's true. That's very true. What's up, Lisa J? Thank you for joining. Okay, everybody. He's probably just yeah. Okay, yes, but hold on. His mom abandoned him at 8. He was abusive, and violently as a kid, so that could be why the way whew, that's but even when things go wrong, when we have trauma that we deal with, there's nothing wrong with seeking seeking help as an adult. I know we normally won't have access to that as children, but as a grown adult, when you know that something is wrong mentally or whatever, you need to go and seek help for it.
Yeah.
So taking accountability is a big factor in that.
Hmm.
He was insecure because he was thin and he
Always
was abused.
accountability though.
Yeah, right, right.
They're not going to take it.
But everybody abused does not become abusers.
No.
That is true. That is true.
And you got some people that abuse people that never, nobody ever did anything to them. They just decided that that's just what they wanted to do.
Hmm. That sounds like the makings of a serial deleter. Yeah, yeah. Um, all right, let me. That's it. Oh, okay. That's a lot right there. Glad you got away from that, cause that's something in and of itself.
It is, and I can totally identify with her. It's not something that I talk about publicly
Hmm.
so much, but I've been there, done it. I was terribly in a terribly abusive situation. I'm talking about being arm being cut open with box cutters, stabbed in the leg.
Mm,
I've been there, done that. So I can totally identify with dealing with someone uh that is like that. And oftentimes they'll try to make you feel like everything they did was it's your fault. If you would have just been a better person, I wouldn't have had to punch you or make you feel like, you couldn't leave the house to go anywhere. It's
mm,
craziness. So I can identify, and I'm grateful she got out. I got out, and I'm grateful. And it takes time. You just don't get out. You don't
right.
heal overnight.
Right.
And there's a lot of things outside of counseling. Um, you know, I can honestly say God helps. It takes years to get
Mm,
through all of those layers of abuse and narcissistic behaviors and control and all of that. It takes years, but you got to give yourself grace and time to get through that.
right. Um. So I've shared my story before, but I was actually abused myself, and not because I was scared of anybody, but I just know how it goes as far as being a man and putting a bruise on a woman. So um, yeah, it does take time. And even once I separated, got my own place, like because I got kids, I try to be cordial, but the control aspect was still there, and the same things was happening, and I'm in my own house, so like I really had to cut all ties with that,
Hmm.
I feel you,
but
and I appreciate you sharing because a lot of guys don't. You know what I mean? Because it's taboo. They're demasculated because they share their experiences of being in an abusive situation where all it is just that man understands. I don't want to hit a woman. I don't want to fight him. You know what I mean? I just want my kids to be good. So I have nothing but the utmost respect for you for sharing on the platform such as this because there are a lot of men that who could possibly even be watching
mm,
that have remained silent and don't know how to get out of their situation. But I really appreciate it because this will open that door for them to say, hey, you know what? I've been through this and it's not okay. I need to get out.
Right, right. And it's got to be talked about because otherwise, that's something that can't be swept under the rug and expect for things to get better. Um,
Exactly.
like, yeah, okay, somebody's gonna say, "Oh, well, you a punk." Okay, whatever. Okay, cool. Everybody got an opinion, right? So,
Right.
Hmm.
like, of course, if I really wanted to, I could have did some damage, but no,
Right.
the real test of character was being able to contain your anger.
That part.
But yeah, many people not sure. Yeah.
Another thing that people have to consider too is the fact that um these people, these specific kind of people, don't have empathy. They lack empathy.
Yeah.
They
Mm-mm.
cannot feel the pain, associate with the pain of another person in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
It's not in them to be that way,
Hmm.
to be any different than. That's why it's so easy to do something to you. And, a lot of times you find those with those personalities, also having other issues, you
Right.
know, um, where they could be psychopathic in nature, you know.
Hmm.
Psychopathy generally comes with some narcissism, and they can go hand in hand.
Right. Right. Supreme. It happened in North Carolina, bro. But yeah. Kind of like what Yolanda said. It was as always. Oh well, if you wouldn't have made me mad, I wouldn't have did so and so and so. Like what?
Right. Hmm.
So it's okay because you got mad because I did or didn't do a certain thing. Like it's okay to start fighting. Yeah, like I digress.
I totally get it.
But
But
yeah,
I
that's
always find that when you got those manipulative people and those people that don't really care and just out for themselves, they generally
mhm.
have some sort of support system that allows them to continue in their behavior.
They
Hey,
enablers.
Jay,
Hi, how y'all
What's up,
doing?
bro?
Hey, beautiful.
What's going on, y'all?
Nothing
Hey,
talking
much.
about these
I just wanted
narcissists.
to join the conversation because I feel like I've just been behind the scenes all day. It's been a heck of a day, y'all. I'm actually
Trust
trying to freaking go and pick up a freaking husband right now. It's a mess, but yeah, I'm listening.
me. Mhm. What's up, Mama Three? Thank you for joining.
hey, three.
The
Hey,
art of being
everybody.
and becoming. Thank you for joining. I don't think I missed anybody else. If I did, don't blame it on my heart.
No, that's right.
But yeah, that's all right. The impact narcissists have on their victims. Victims often experience deep self doubt and emotional exhaustion. Isolation is intentionally created to weaken support systems. Narcissistic abuse damages self esteem and can lead to long term trauma bonds. Many victims struggle to trust others again, even after the relationship ends. For me, it's a check mark on all of those.
Right.
Oof.
I mean, to be honest, narcissists generally beget other narcissists. They create other narcissists. A lot of times people don't even recognize that the people that they are around sometimes have an effect on them to the point where they're behaving like the last person they were dealing with
Oh
or
my
the last
God.
person that they were around, you know. I mean, and that includes parents, that includes, significant others, all of that, even when it comes to friendships. You can have a friendship with a person that is a narcissist, and next thing you know, you giving somebody, or you're love bombing a person, and then you find yourself, giving them the silent treatment when they're not doing what you want them to do. And it's because it's been ingrained into your mind that that's the system in that you have to go along with in order to survive what other people have done to you. You
Right.
begin to look at other people like victims, not recognizing that that's what happens. That what has happened to you, you're now inflicting on someone else.
Mm,
That's why people
Right.
have to get therapy for stuff like that.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I completely agree with that for sure because I feel like a lot of people sometimes say when they leave a certain situation, they be kind of happy that they're out of that or whatever, but they don't take the time to actually heal. You know what I'm
Right.
Hmm.
saying? They don't take the time to heal in order to be able to like know that they're actually okay because people get so affected when it comes to like dealing with other people and they don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know it until you start dealing with someone that's actually sane and realizing that you're like changing them for the worst. Dang, I hope y'all can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
so we hear you.
Oh, okay. Because it got like, I feel like elevators look real stiff for a moment. I was like, dang, did it freeze? But
Nah, nah.
okay, so yeah, but that's how I feel. I feel like people just don't take the time to actually heal, and sometimes people don't know when they're actually done healing. Like it's just so weird because it's kind of like you become a new person. You know what I'm saying? Like your old
Mhm.
ways. It's kind of hard to fall back into like your old ways in a way. Like it takes a lot of time, and sometimes people move on and deal with different like situations that they don't have time to sit down and realize what they went through in order to like undo what was done. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like some situations are meant to happen and they prepare you for like future situations. So I kind of feel like everything kind of happens for a reason, but at the same time it's real like crazy. I don't even know, child. Because I can compare that to like, what I feel like is going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my past relationships kind of have me in a way where I've always like put a wall up and now that I feel like I'm in a safe space, it's hard to break that wall back down because it's been built up over years, piled with emotions and with like just like all type of different things and the wall is like stiff as concrete and it's like hard to like break down, but over time it will. But sometimes you just kind of want to bulldoze it, you just knock it down when like you feel like you're in a good space. But child, it is what it is.
Yeah. That is understandable.
Yeah. I get it.
Sometimes it just takes a special person to help to bring those walls down. It just takes time, especially when you've been in those patterns so long. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just a special person, it's a person who understands spiritual things to where they can pray you through those moments, because sometimes that stuff, it's we hold on to it, it lies dormant, we don't recognize that it's there, and it takes someone who's very spiritual to be able to shed a light on those areas, to be able to walk you through that process and say, hey, you're in a safe place, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to hurt you,
Mhm.
and I just want to love you through this process.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. Um, until then, my walls are up. Like there's a whole castle with a ravine around the side of it and all of that. Like I'm good.
a fire moat.
That part too. There's some dragons in there and everything. Some alligators.
It's gonna be okay, elevated. You'll find this person. You will.
Nah, I mean it's just like and try to keep giving people the benefit of the doubt. Um, I ain't got too much more left in me. So I just stick to myself and whatever the case, I'll be all right.
I understand. After you've dealt with someone that's been like that, and it's dealt with them over a significant amount of time, you get tired of the
Mm,
back and forth and the trying and the trying to see things from a different perspective and all of the things that you would need to put in play as it pertains to someone new. You've
Mhm.
already exhausted all of those things in the last relationship with that selfish individual,
Yes.
that manipulative individual. And so
Right.
it can be very difficult to navigate the space of I'm going to try to trust dealing with the next person after I already made one bad choice and I'm tired, you know.
Mhm.
And so, a lot of times you can second guess yourself on whether or not, what if I don't see the red flags this time? Or what if this person begins to exhibit the same kind of behavior as the last person? You're not willing to stay there to see if that thing is just a character flaw, or is this really this person trying to get over on you? Because some things you feel like, yeah, you can work through it, but I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the space. I don't have the emotional wherewithal and all that to be dealing with all of that.
Right.
Mhm.
And so I
Right.
understand how a person can come to a place where I just rather be by myself.
Right.
That makes total sense.
Hey, Rich, you ain't lying, Rich. Money won't abuse you. You ain't
You're
lying.
funny. Nah, but I definitely feel you on what you're saying, Tina. But that's why healing is so important because
Yes.
sometimes you miss your blessings by trying to keep yourself to yourself. That's kind of like being selfish with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Instead of allowing,
Hmm.
because people have to be able to get back out there, like regardless if it's with the relationship or if it's with friendship or just in the world, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be able to do certain things. And sometimes when you hold situations in your heart like that, it changes you for the worse instead of for the better. Like you knowing that it's for the better, it should be able to sharpen your mind to understand that you're peeping people's like their way of being. You know what I'm saying? You're peeping certain traits that you've seen in the person who probably did you wrong or messed you up or whatever early on versus you just being like blocking everybody out. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some people that
Hmm.
they probably don't know what the traits are. So instead, because they're mad, they will just like block everybody out or just be mad at everybody or just feel like you're never going to be in love. So no one's going to be in love. There's some people that's like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like it's crazy, but that's one of the reasons why I kind of said like when you're dealing with someone new, you should always, no matter what you like feel about it, you should always give everyone a clean slate because people go through things and people change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People probably were like probably not the best person in their last relationship and the last relationship and the last relationship, and now they're finally ready to like be serious, and they probably done mess up everything in their life. Well, they're gonna eventually want someone to be able to like see them for this new version of them that they created, and they like stopped all the extra BS that they did in their life and they turned over a new leaf. And even people like that deserve to be able to get the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? So just because you was with someone that was like a narcissist, I don't think that should make you like harden your heart to like everyone that you deal with, you hold them to a certain standard or you hold them to a certain thing because of what someone else did to you. I feel like you should still, even though it's going to be hard to do, but at the end of the day, you're going to be the person that's like in the right, and at least you know that you were actually trusting and believing and holding someone like accountable for whatever it is that they did, even if you're putting yourself in a position to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because at least you're going to be real about it. And people, a lot of people, they go through life remembering those type of relationships where they know that they messed up and they wish that they had something that felt real and genuine. You know what I'm saying? Versus dealing with other people that have like all these walls up and dealing with like people that don't trust because they feel some type of way or you done did all of this or just all the extra stuff. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's good being able to be with someone that can give you a fresh start even if they know that you don't probably deserve it or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I also see things from the other perspective because I get the whole thing of giving a person the benefit of the doubt and being gracious to the next individual and all this and the other. One thing that I can say is when it comes to if you've worked out all you need to work out on the inside,
Mhm.
Then you can have the space and the capacity to deal with somebody else and the baggage that comes with them. Because everyone comes with their own baggage.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
problem be a lot of times in whether or not we have fully learned who we are in the process as an individual, knowing how bad of a situation you were in still affects you now. Knowing the things that you didn't know you wanted at that time, but now you do recognize that you do. Not only that, but recognizing the things that you don't want anymore. And you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it can be a thing of I didn't have boundaries because I didn't know I needed them. I didn't have the proper boundaries set up because I
Yeah.
didn't know that you needed boundaries in this area and this area and this area when it comes to dealing with people. So
Right.
Mhm.
until you come to a place where, okay, I have fully vetted how I vet people. And until you get to that space where you like, okay, I could take an honest look at how I see other people. And because I can take an honest look and see how I see other people, then I can make space or grace for that other individual. But if you're
Mhm.
still in the place where you're still not sure about what you want, or you're not sure about what you can provide, and you're not sure about your own hangups, because it's not about finding the perfect person, because you're not perfect. By the time you get with them, you'll mess them up. So the whole thing is about understanding who you are as an individual, and
Mhm.
then you could have space for whatever's going on with somebody else.
Damn, Tina.
So true.
I feel you for sure.
Okay, so even though we even let's talk about with somebody who realizes that they messed things up or whatever, and you were really giving your all to them, to the best of your ability. Why is it that they feel like they could just spin the block and you're supposed to just welcome them back with open arms after they've caused extra harm to whatever you have already going on emotionally?
Right.
Because they saw you as a revolving door while they were with you.
Oh no. Oh
No,
no.
well, and this is the thing about people that spin the block like that. They never saw you close the door while you were with them.
Wow.
They never saw you say, "I'm
That's
not
true.
putting up with no more of this, and this can't happen no more because these are the consequences if you do that again." They didn't
Mm.
see that. Because they didn't see that, they can feel like you finished. But in
Oh
that
yeah.
person's mind, you just taking a break. You
Oh
just
no.
need a
Yeah.
moment to yourself. You just chilling for a second. You'll be back.
Wow.
Because I know what I could do to you to squeeze back into the place that I used to be in, because
Oh.
that's what they were accustomed to. You changed, not them.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Can't
good.
can't come back over here. I'm not the same person I was before.
Exactly. Because if you were, they'd still be with you.
If they put more effort in, they would be with me. And this journey we could have been doing together, but I don't know. It's just
But
weird.
that, I mean, truth is, you grew, you changed,
By
you came
myself.
to a place
By
where what
myself.
they had going on wasn't enough anymore.
Yeah.
When at
And
first it was okay at some point, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was no more than in the very beginning. You know that
mhm.
person had hangups, or you know that person had a problem, or you would see a red flag or yellow flag or something somewhere at some point in time, and then be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, they just so crazy," or "Oh, this funny. They'll be all right in a minute. They just need a candy bar, or a piece of chicken." When in fact, no, that person is an a-hole, and I need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oof. Y'all
Woo-wee.
speaking some bars.
Right. Totally.
I
Y'all
know
speaking some bars.
voice of reason now.
All right, so we got a question. Why do you think so many people stay in toxic cycles even though they see the signs? Comfort zones.
Yeah, I
Familiarity.
say that for sure. Comfort zones.
Comfort
Yeah, all of that.
zone.
Definitely. It's a familiarity. And sometimes
And
it's fear.
there you go.
Fear.
We don't want
Fear.
to be alone.
Nope,
Fear
We
they
and
don't want to
don't
be
want to be alone.
so
I
they're
do
they'll
now. I want to be
get
alone.
narcissism. They'll set and not, you know,
I
that
mean, sometimes it's not even about wanting to be alone so much as you just don't want the drama.
right.
Because if you can find something that was right, that fit well, that came with the things that you needed and did not have the stuff that you hated, it'd be a lot easier to embrace than you off the top and off the whopper chopper seeing the foolishness.
I can't. I can't look for something if my eyes are closed. So yeah, I get it.
I mean, I get the whole I do understand that there's a time when a person is available and a time when a person isn't. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because sometimes you shut down and it's like, I'm not ready to entertain anyone in this space right now.
Mhm.
However, that does not mean you want to be single the rest of your life.
Huh.
And those things have to be taken into consideration. Well, I ain't finna do that on this show.
It
You
sounds
know what I'm
like you
saying?
hitting home for elevated child.
I
Listen,
mean, maybe
I'm
not.
good.
You know, because
I'm great right now. You understand? Like I don't have nobody in my ear, nobody bother me. My
Other than that person at your
everything is
job.
everything. F him. He getting moved. I shared the story already, but he getting moved. You know, because I digress. He's being moved. I wish they would put me on second shift so I could trade my stocks like I want to, but I'll take a small win.
I'm glad for you. That's wow. That is wow.
Sometimes you have to close that door and open up for beginnings.
Hey, you got to know when to open the door. Because ain't no sense you opening the door and you still looking through, still having the same perception that you had from your last traumatic situation.
Mm,
Because if you looking at everybody as a red flag, caution, red flag, caution, 9
yeah,
out of 10, you're not ready for the space that will give you the green light.
Right.
I I'll take that. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. Like I gotta I really ain't even looking. I'm cool. And it's like
And
every
there's
time
nothing wrong with that.
it's
Hmm.
going it's gonna always be something. So like you start talking to somebody or whatever, something is not going right in their life. And as the man, you gotta help them and be there for them and all this. But then they want to still be single. So you're like, okay, this ain't working. I cut my losses. Now the next person, they start dating. You know you're behind on your bills, but you need help. And as the man, I'm trying to help you and this and that. And then you still sleeping with your baby daddy. And now it's like, okay, cool. Let me cut my losses. Now the next person. You get what I'm saying? I'm
That sound that
good.
now what it sounds like, you keep dating
Good.
the same type of person or the same individual with a different face.
Same
Because
people.
but that's what I'm saying. You have a type that
Uh-huh.
that acts a certain way, or okay, I'll put it this way. What you tend to attract is attracted to men like you. The ones that are willing to help, the ones that will lend a hand, the ones
Yeah.
that do care about the situation that a person is in. There are plenty of people that will take advantage of anyone they feel like has a good heart. Period. And
Everybody,
then on top of that, women. There are a lot of women who desire to take advantage of another person, knowing that's not what they want. Because
oh
that be
yeah,
the issue,
that's not,
is
that's not,
understanding that that's not what they want. They want the benefits, but don't have the sacrifice, don't have the integrity, don't have the wherewithal to maintain something that's actually good and
Mm.
healthy.
Wow.
yep. So
Tanner, you
everybody
about
that's
to
watching,
knock people out over here with girls.
I
I
know,
know some
right?
you got girls wanting to put their head up under the pillow, child.
What?
Oh,
She ain't
what?
lying. She ain't lying.
Because I know there's a lot of females that I could say fit that category, child. You gonna make people go running hot. Child, never mess with Tina girl. She gonna tell on you before you even know what's going on. That is
That
so
Look, I can't
true.
tell you my past, but you best believe I know how they operate.
Okay,
That is
player.
absolutely true. There's a lot of women out here that are like that, that want the benefits but don't do the sacrifice. That is so true.
Yes. Yeah, they're not trying to sacrifice. They're only in it for themselves. That's why you have so many people talking about narcissists. Because who you keep running into are people that just in it for themselves.
yes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard though to sift through the weeds without making some type of investment in the person to see how they're going to respond to how you're treating them.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anybody watching this, leave me the fuck alone. I'm good. Please leave me alone if you're not healed, single, and ready. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, please. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to the topic. Whew. I'm
Hey,
tired.
Coffee. I see you waving. It's good to see you.
Oh yeah, what's up, Coffee? I'm sorry. That was rude of me.
Hey, coffee.
Too real in the chat, miss. Hey, hey.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
Hey,
Antoinette.
too real.
Yep. Uh all right. Recognizing red flags early. Over the top flattery and fast track intimacy are early manipulation signs. Emotional highs and lows reveal inconsistency that shouldn't be ignored. A
Right.
refusal to take responsibility is a major warning sign. Intuition often picks up on red flags before logic does. Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, and that goes back to what we were saying just a minute ago about recognizing those red flags.
Hmm.
If you're not in a space where you're able to recognize red flags early, a lot of times it's a little late. It's a little too late. You can be invested financially, you can be invested emotionally, you can be invested as it pertains to you just desiring to be in that person's space. But if you don't notice early enough, before your emotions get involved, before your money gets spent, before you begin to spend time
Right.
and create a bond, or even worse, create a trauma bond with an individual.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Whew, trauma bonding. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, you'll find yourself again dating the same person with a different face. And
Mm.
because they have ways that are familiar to you, it feels like home. It
Comfort.
feels like something I'm used to dealing with. That's how you end up in those trauma bond situations. And then you look up and like, I'm in the same stuff I was in last
Yeah,
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
right, right. Whew, that's boss.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, question. What's one red flag you wish you had paid attention to sooner?
For me, it's the
Oh,
coming in and doing the most. You know what I mean? Whoever is the guy in your life and he is on 1,000. And I'm not saying every time this happens, a person, a narcissist or whatever, but I'm talking about just coming in and doing the most. It's almost like a smoke screen. Like, let me do all of this and make them feel like I am invested in a situation only to, flip the script and bail in most cases.
right.
I'm gonna tell them myself. One red flag I wish I had paid attention to sooner
Mm,
was when I'm too open, too soon, too fast, because I like an individual. I like
I,
the way they look. I like the way they carry themselves. I like the way that they talk. I like their cologne, whatever. At the end
right.
of the day, when I become vulnerable early, because this person is telling me all the sweet nothings in my ear. It
Mhm.
That's when when I need to pay attention.
Yeah.
So I wish that I wouldn't have had so many bad relationships had I not opened up so soon
Yeah.
and been
Right.
willing to accept a person fully without fully vetting the individual, seeing whether they were worth my emotional investment.
Oh, that part.
Yeah.
I feel that.
That's me too, all the way. Like
Yeah. I
I
think a lot. Yeah, a
can't
lot of
even
our
lie about that. Oof, Tina.
Because it's so easy to point the finger at somebody else. But
Right.
truth be told, I was ready when they got there.
yeah.
I didn't have to be alone. I had someone that could walk with me, could talk with me, just could spend time
Mhm.
with me. And you open up like that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I can't say, oh, they took advantage of me. No, I opened up to be taken advantage of.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Been there.
Accountability. Yes,
Woo.
Tina.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
that is real. I've done the same thing 100% and looked up
Yeah.
like kind of like how did we get here? Because
Right.
I was just opened up, bared my soul, just shared the innermost whatever, you
Right.
know. Yeah, I've been
Right.
guilty of that.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah, I
even
definitely
acknowledge
feel
that,
y'all on
Antonio.
what y'all saying.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, I feel y'all on what y'all saying. I feel like for me, the biggest thing I would have to say is like fighting with my intuition. I feel like I have a really strong intuition, and when I get the sense or the feeling of something,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to allow that person to. I feel like what it is I imagine what I would hope to happen. Like I would imagine that would play out, and knowing in
Yep.
my gut that I'm feeling like it's gonna be the other way, I always end up like getting hurt knowing that I'm hearing and feeling what's gonna happen. I allow that to play out like each time. It's almost like I'm putting my way in the like putting my way in front of being set up, knowing that I'm able to see what's about to happen because it's plain as day. But just like I said before, giving people the benefit of doubt. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Because I feel like I haven't really been in too many situations where, like, because I can take accountability for a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? But I feel
right.
like if anything, it's more so of just not listening to my gut feeling. You know what I'm saying? And just hoping somebody would take the other route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that too. You got that picture in your head and like, okay, things will get better. Just keep fighting, just keep pushing through. Not fighting is the wrong word, but just keep pushing through it. Everything will change eventually, and it just never does.
Well, yeah, I think fighting is the right word because you're fighting yourself. Honestly, you're fighting yourself from either leaving or staying. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And most people they be wanting to like leave, but at the same time, it has a lot to do with like the comfortable thing that we was just talking about that makes you want
Hmm.
to stay. And on top of that, you wanting to probably actually be with this person for real and you imagining what can happen if things are right because some people really hate the fact of like teaching somebody all these different things and like grooming somebody into being the way that they want them to be just for
Hmm.
them to not be with them and they become the person that they want them to be but they're with somebody else being the
Somebody
person that
else,
you pretty much turned them into. You know what I'm saying? So eventually they got there. It's just that they're not there with you.
right?
Right.
That just means that you, like you said, that you wasn't the person that they wanted to change for. So
Yeah,
can't
that would
really.
I
definitely
mean,
have to
truth
be
be
it.
told, it shouldn't be a whole lot of changing that they have to do when they get with you in the first place.
True.
Because if that's your character, is to be a good person, yes, we all are evolving. We're
Hmm.
all growing. We're all learning. But it
Hmm.
shouldn't be those type of that stuff that you ain't got no business doing or having going on as it pertains to a relationship. By now, you should be at a place where you're done with all of that. You should have matured to a place. And
Right.
so I think a lot of people sometimes look at that red flag and feel like, oh, they're gonna see the goodness in me, or go, no, I'm such a good woman, or I'm such a good man, and they're gonna change. And it's like, no, what they're presenting to you is who they are.
Yeah.
Now, if you see the potential of, oh, I've seen them make incremental changes. I've seen
Mhm.
them improve in this area and that area. I've seen them open up to me about what they're actually struggling with, and desire my input. That way I won't be blindsided by anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's completely different than, oh, boo, he's so cute and he gonna be all right in a minute. I'm gonna put him through school. I'm like, wait, what are you doing?
Right.
But I digress.
What's up, Coach?
Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Hello.
You guys are, man. Listen, those red flags. But what Tina was just saying was what I was saying. Like as I'm getting ready over here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you shouldn't have to like change. Like when you get with someone, if you see the potential in them and who they're presenting when you meet them, is
Representative.
that
Yeah,
that's who they are,
for
Yeah.
right?
sure.
Yep.
That's who they are. Now there's a difference between you meet a well-rounded, emotionally aware person that might not be financially secure yet, right? Like they're on their
Right.
way there, they're working towards a goal or something like that. That's different than when you meet them, they're a ruffian and they have no respect for you, but he cute though, but he wears, I like his cologne, or I like
Right.
whatever,
Right.
something else. You like the eggplant, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
The beginning, right? That's who he is. He's not. That's You've met the devil himself, child, and it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. You cannot change a soul. There is not a person on this earth that is going to change unless they want to change.
Very true.
Yeah, because I'm like, unless we talking about some miraculous thing that hit their lives where, transformation has been so apparent that they are a completely different person. Like if you got somebody that's out here robbing and selling dope, and got the a couple of holes in the back seat, and then all of a sudden they become a preacher and they
Mhm.
no longer want to do those things, of course that is a complete transformation. But how
Right.
often do we see those type of things happen in people's lives? We
And
don't.
and
Right.
Right.
something else that Jay said. She said like if you. I was hoping she stayed up here. She was like, sometimes you prep them or you get them the way you want them to be. I don't think she meant like, make like mold them out of clay or anything like that. I
Right.
mean like, just kind of helping them along, and then
Right.
they end up with someone else and they become that person with someone else. They ain't
Mm-hmm.
become nothing with that. They the same motherfucker over there. Trust and believe me. It just looked pretty because it's new. He's with a new girl, so he's showing you the same person you met. That nice, sweet guy that come with flowers and all of that. That's
Mm-hmm.
what he's showing her. But give it 7 years or give it 8 years, however long you were with them. The same mother lover gonna show up. So don't
Mm-hmm.
let that keep you with somebody because you think, oh, he's gonna leave me and go be Prince Charming with the next girl. No, he will not, honey.
I don't know. I'm of the understanding that you need to be with somebody that wants you. You
Yes.
need to find out if they want, not do they need you, do they want you?
Right.
Because
Yes.
there are sacrifices that that person that who wants you will make, that that
Yeah.
Yes.
person that needs you is not willing to make because they're looking to get their own needs met.
Right.
Exactly.
So when it comes to, I understand the whole thing about, oh, you need to be compatible and all this, that, and the other. You will find compatibility with the person that wants you because they're willing to do what it takes to be with you.
Okay.
Yes.
So that does have to be reciprocated. Also, I'm sure you I know that, but then it's like um
Yes.
if I'm trying to show you that I'm trying to show you different. I'm trying to show you that I want to be with you. That's a turn off to some
But
women.
to the wrong one, elevator.
But
Like,
that's for the one that don't want you.
honey,
That's why I make a point
spend a lot of
about
energy.
finding out if they actually want you. Because the
Right.
woman that wants you don't care what situation you. There are
Mm,
women that want men that are married.
mm.
They don't care nothing about the fact that they the side chick because she wants that man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And it
No,
sounds
for real.
crazy. It
This
sounds
is true.
ignorant. But
All
at the
right, no,
end of the day, if she wants
I
him,
get it. I get it.
she has a sacrifice and a submission in her for that man that she wouldn't have for anybody else. It is completely different.
Right.
Mhm.
But the thing is, elevator, like, if you are presenting someone with the best of you and they're rejecting it, then they're not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And
And
don't
don't
take it
spin the
any
block.
further.
I don't.
Right. Don't spend the block. Right.
Don't spin the block,
When they
please.
realize that that grass is
Like,
dusty
oh
over there,
shoot,
don't
leave
come
me
back over here.
alone. Leave me alone.
But then you have to think to yourself, kind of, I think you said this too, Tina, about people uh attracting the same person over and over, and then you have
Mhm.
to get to a place where you start to look at yourself and say, what about me keeps attracting
Mm-hmm.
what pheromones am I giving off where all these needy dusty chicks keep coming over here? Like, leave me alone. Give
Yeah.
me
Man,
a
man.
Helen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Some
you start to think that,
some
like, what?
some bitch be gone.
Bitch be gone.
Okay.
Word.
Oh my God.
And some of us need nigga be gone, okay?
Right, right.
That part.
No, but you it makes you think that, like, what
Yeah,
about me? And that's a part of being accountable, and starting to hold yourself accountable.
absolutely.
Also, Tina, when you said, I was listening, y'all, I just couldn't really chat.
No, you good, Cole.
Tina, when you said that, damn, now then when I'm the
Not
46.
the 46.
Damn, what did you say, Tina?
You should have took a note on
I
the next
said
one.
lots of stuff. Cause
God damn it.
are you
I'm
talking about
sorry,
the wanting
sorry.
you part?
Huh?
Are you talking about the wanting you
Now
part
she
or the
can't
part
hear
of?
too. She need a miracle ear.
Shut up!
No. Elevated.
Elevated! Oh my gosh.
All right,
Damn
all right.
it. It was right there. It's gone, child. It left.
Man,
It has gone.
It'll come back around.
It'll
It'll
come
come
back.
back around.
Damn.
she gonna remember it probably
After
like
I remember,
Sunday.
like, tomorrow. I'm like, oh yeah.
So we gonna be
Y'all
talking about
laughing at
something else
chat room.
tomorrow.
Y'all
She gonna be
laughing at the 46-year-old? All right. Mm-hmm. Well, don't get old then, child. If you laughing at me.
Who? It wasn't me.
Not you. I'm talking about the chat. They giggling and stuff.
Oh, okay. They getting their 10 chuckles in. Oh, okay then.
Listen, their time
oh,
is coming down
shots
the pipe.
fired.
Wait.
Shots
Look,
fired
she
at the chat.
giggling and giggling over there.
Jimmy track to how they code the intentions. F all that they grab. Ooh.
Stay grounded and make it
Nah,
an
I know. I'm
investment
just
account,
kidding,
bro.
sackcloth. I know.
I
I'm
mean,
just
and I get that. I do get that whole thing of staying focused and staying on your grind and doing all of the things and whatnot. And I'm not saying a person should just toss their wallet to the wind and be like, forget it. On the other hand, my thing is make sure that you're not only building up financially, but you're building up emotionally, that you're building up psychologically, that you're
mm-hmm.
making sure that the proper healing is going on the inside, that you are investing as much into yourself, into your own well being, into your body, into your mind. And those things, not just the part of your mind that wants to make finances and attain material wealth. At the end of the day, yes, wealth, all wealth does is give you access to maybe prettier
Things.
looking same women,
Yeah.
because the other ones is dusty. They just learned how to clean up well because they got a few dollars from this one over here and a few dollars from that one over there. One of them bought a Birkin, the other one bought some Louis Vuitton, and now they in your face.
They got a
That's the only difference.
BBL.
Right.
Nah,
And
I don't
so
want them. I don't want them because they
But you
ain't
know what
bottom
I'm saying?
bags.
It's the same. It'll be the same
They
girl
ain't bottom bags.
until you work on yourself and you work on
Right,
whatever
right,
it
right.
is. you'll keep attracting the same girl no matter how much money you got.
But I feel like a lot of times it's about the foundational principles,
Mm-hmm.
about what a person is looking for in the individual, and sometimes it's about where you find them. Ain't no sense in you coming home with a scallywag and want her to be
A
the queen of your
scallywag.
house. I
Right.
said it, but it's
Hey.
one of those. Hey, with my chest.
With your
But that's the thing. Yeah, with my chest. Because it's a lot of women out there that like to present themselves in a way that's not them. It's
Mm,
just not. And
Right.
because they present themselves that way, it's easy to believe, oh, all women are like this. No, that woman is like that.
right.
And
There are
until
there
you
are a
have the
good
right
amount of women like that
perception,
now.
yeah.
Mhm.
There
I mean, and
are
that's not to
good-
say it ain't a bunch of them out there like that, because it is.
It is.
We have a hustle culture that
Yeah.
tells people get what you can get
Mm-hmm.
what you can, and sit on the can. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
because you have people that are like that, they're just their self motivation is manipulation. That's it. That's all it
Mhm.
is to them. But when it comes to you want a woman with morals, values, self respect, integrity, stuff like that, you're not just gonna find her in the middle of Kroger, or Happy Sack, or whatever the heck grocery store you be finding them at. Or if you ain't gonna find them at the bar, turning up and shaking it in the middle of the floor. And
Right.
with those things, you have to take the time to find out what space do I need to be in to
Uh-huh.
find a better caliber of woman. Because they're out there and everybody ain't dusty and needing somebody to get pay their rent and get their
Right.
nails done.
And
right.
some women don't feel actually do not feel comfortable asking some that
Exactly.
just met to pay their rent. Like, what is he gonna ask
Oh,
you to do? I'm not busting it open because you pay. I'm not asking someone I just met. So that right there will tell you what type of person you're dealing with. You're gonna ask someone you just met for rent money.
why we this old and still need rent money? I got a problem.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's
so it's one of those things where I'm like, if you still dating women that what flies out their mouth within 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year period, within that 2 year period, if she's not expanding,
Hmm.
if she's not growing, if she's not increasing as it relates to her assets, what are you there for? You
Right.
waiting on her to crash and burn?
Because let's think about it. If God forbid you get this, you impregnate her. Now you have two children.
yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I had to think about that real quick. I get you. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying, Cole.
You got two. Now you got to take care of two because she's unable to take care of herself. If she's meeting you today and by the end of the week, she like, I had the sob story come. How you doing? Well, I had asked somebody else, and I don't even feel comfortable asking you this.
Yeah, you do.
Here
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
you do.
go. Here you go. And they start asking you for money. Run, run.
Oh, I need a favor. Oh
I
no,
need a
no, no, no.
favor.
Mm-mm.
And
Or
anyone that like really believes, and I get why some of the younger girls feel this way because this is what's being promoted right now.
mm-hmm.
Is did he buy you a bag? Did he pay? Did he pay for your car? Did he pay for your this? Did he? That's every rap song. This is what they're talking about. And if you don't have role models to teach you a little better than that, then that's what you're gonna think your value is in is how much money is he spending on me? But you got to think about the reverse of that. If he's
Mm-hmm.
spending money on you, what do you think he wants in return?
A throat goat, because you don't care nothing about your heart.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's
Mm-mm.
all he wants is he want returns, if you know it.
I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, because that's what it amounts to. If you're not looking for the person, okay, it's like this. If you're carrying trauma for what you've already been through, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what it boils down to. If you're already carrying trauma from the last bad relationship,
Mm-hmm.
unable to move forward because of your last relationship, you becoming successful, you're going to have the same mindset that everybody's just out to get, they rent paid, they bills due, and all this, that, and other. And if that's the case, because I have an expendable income,
Mm-hmm.
I could just pay for this, get what I want, and move on to the next one. I won't
No,
invest. You won't invest. You
I
won't
like this.
invest yourself into the person, but you don't care nothing about them dollars.
Right.
Because what is $5, $50, $500 to a millionaire? Nothing.
shit, that's a
It's
lot.
nothing.
That's a lot
Not
to them. They know
not
that
to a multi. It's a
they
lot
know
to
the
them, but
value
it's
of
not a lot to you. I'm talking about when it comes to that man looking for a woman that he desires to court. When it's nothing to you now to buy a girl a drink, star at Starbucks, and they could be $7 for the
it. I
littlest
ain't
cup
got
they
it.
can find.
I ain't
No,
got
But
it.
that's the
millionaire
thing.
will spend
But
I
money
ain't
on
got it.
a
but
millionaire
again,
spends money on his toys, the toys he wants. He'll spend money on that because
Hmm.
that
but that's what I'm saying.
right,
That's
and
what I'm
that's
saying.
we saying the same
At
thing.
the end of the day, it ain't nothing for a man to go to a bar, and if he feels like spending money, he'll buy a young lady a drink if that's what he wants to do. Not he trying to break himself because he trying to get in a draws. I'm just talking about the fact that I got it. I don't mind it. This is a nice looking person. I don't mind getting you a drink. What you drinking? We having a good conversation. Blah blah
Hmm.
blah. You
Right,
know,
right,
and
right.
in the process of you don't mind doing that. What is it for you to become a multimillionaire and you have access to all these material things? What makes you think that $500 worth of rent, $2,000 worth of rent is something that you would even blink at? You wouldn't
Mm.
because it's nothing to you.
Right.
It may be something to them. That's why I'm like, you have to do the inner work first. You got
You
to
know what
deal with the
I'm talking
stuff that's
about?
going on with you on the inside before you get to that place. Because what's going to happen is you're going to drag all that foolishness from your last past relationships into your future. And you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be happy and you're not going to be satisfied unless the only thing you're looking for would be, I've been done like this, so I'm going to do somebody like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Corey Holcomb talks about that a lot, about how he can buy a girl, like a girl that's not used to anything. He can buy her groceries, and she's like falling all over him, and that's
Hmm.
groceries is nothing to him.
Hmm.
That's where that $40 come from. You can get a chick $40, then she come over there and shine you up real quick and go on about her merry way.
Transactional, boom. No emotions. No,
See,
you know,
see, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
hey,
talking about.
talking about
cool,
transaction.
But them people that you don't have any
cool.
emotions for, it's consequences to that because that'll be the same ones that'll set you up.
That'd be the same one that get you that you get pregnant like an
Yeah.
idiot.
Surely.
Mm-hmm. Because they're gonna find a way to get it out of you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not
Same with some.
integral in how you're dealing with them, it's
Mhm.
going to come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Life is hard.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, and I ain't saying all this to convince you to get with nobody. I'm just
And you,
saying
oh,
as it
you ain't,
relates to,
you ain't. Don't worry
you
about
know, it's I mean,
Listen, we
I'm just
tried,
saying in
Tina. We've
general.
been trying since we met Elevated Blood.
it. I mean, what?
We've been trying.
Oh
I ain't
no.
trying. I'm not trying at all because once he has his mindset, he does it.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah, the same way he could be successful at stocks is the same way he could be successful in a relationship if that's what he wants to
Oh,
do.
in a
Look,
what? In a
I
who?
said, I'm gonna say it
In a
one more
in a
time.
what?
You
same
can
field.
do what you want to do. If that ain't what
I,
you want to do, you won't do it.
that part.
Right or wrong.
That part. You ain't never lied,
You
Tina.
can be successful at whatever you put your mind to, right or wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, then that's all I said.
Okay, you said
Mm-hmm.
some word with a R. I was like, a what? A who? Hmm. Huh?
Relationship.
Hold on. 10-second timeout, coach.
What you just say go top coach out?
He
Ten
gonna
second
time out up
timeout.
here in the
They
panel.
love timing me out, boy.
He gonna time you out 10 seconds on the
But
mute
look, I'll
button.
be right back though.
I know. That's the sad part.
But the same thing that is applied to the men had to be applied to women too,
Yeah.
because women do the same thing. They go and get their little education. Not putting the little on their education, but they go and get them their education. They go
Hmm.
and they get their high rise, or they go and get their house. And they drive their little pink Lambo or whatever it is they want to get.
A
And
G
then all of a
wagon.
sudden, they treating people like trash because they not on their
No,
level.
that pink
Right.
Lambo. I know somebody that got a pink Lambo, and they go and marry SA people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Oh.
They
Okay.
marry people that they're not at all even a little bit evenly matched with at all. Like, I mean, I don't understand. So either way, like whether it be the man's fishing in the cesspool or the woman doing the same thing.
Mhm.
Hmm.
What's up, brother of a certain age? Thank you for
So what do
joining.
you think? Do you think it's a little bit to do with power,
Yeah,
having a certain level of power over that other person because you have more money?
yeah. I think the control aspect, it becomes
Mm-hmm.
like an addiction to some people.
Yeah.
They equate money as like you said, the power. Money equals power in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So then you just kind of do the same thing in your romantic relationships too,
right.
because there's a power dynamic there, especially if it's a huge financial difference.
hmm It's kind of like, okay, like we're not really compatible, but I have money and you're like a trophy piece. So
Right.
let's make it look good for outside.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
yeah,
most of the time, the inside is ugly.
They
Not
mhm,
don't
not
like each other. They
not
don't
yeah,
even
even want each
the
other. They just
relationship,
using one another.
right,
right?
absolutely.
And we find
I
out.
mean, but if that's what a person want to do, that's their business. I just know that when it comes to stuff like that, people end up being miserable and they lose more than what they thought they was gaining by getting
Mhm,
them a trophy piece or some thighs and some muscles or something. You know, some
right,
dimples.
right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's a strong back.
Pause.
Hmm.
Hey,
True.
yo,
Mm-hmm.
pause.
That slip and slide and dip and dive.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Paul.
Coffee.
Superficial women will show up, but not for the long haul.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And really, you can starve them out. All you got to do is wait. Be so quick to say them women, and you'll find out what their real character is.
That's not the word you were gonna say.
Yeah.
She
No,
changed
she
up
held
real
that one
quick.
back. She bit her tongue on that one.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
It was.
Tina,
She pulled that one back quick.
Pause.
All
Tina
the way.
split that
Come on.
word around so fast. That was funny. She's like, wait, let me answer myself. Hold on.
Uh,
Cause it's real out here. Be careful and don't be afraid to ask these questions. Like don't
mhm.
like if you have a question about something, don't be concerned about if it's gonna offend them or not. Like you need to protect yourself and you need to ask these questions and find out what's really going on.
Yeah. Ask the
And if they
hard.
Folks
get
lie.
Ask
offended,
the hard stuff.
huh?
People be lying. Yes, I get the whole thing of asking questions, but a character goes a long way. You're going to see it
Yeah.
show up in their actions at
Yes,
some
you will.
point.
You
Mhm.
will.
Because she can look you in your dead smack of your eyeballs and tell you, I love you
You
with my
lying.
whole heart, and
Hmm.
Mhm.
be ready to clean out your account.
That
Yep.
Hmm.
is the whole truth. People will lie and say whatever just to get close enough to you to gain control of whatever they can get.
Yep.
Yes, yes. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying people won't lie to you,
Mhm.
but you should still start with asking questions. Don't just assume things. Like even if they lie, even if they you're thinking, oh, they could lie to me. So if that like what? If you have that kind of thought and you thinking like if I ask him questions, he's gonna lie to me, then you don't need to be dealing with him then.
No, I'm saying this. Oh, Lord, brother of a certain age. Whoa, what we talking about? Lord, scratch that from the record. What I was saying, what,
Uh
what I was saying was, when it comes to people lying to you,
uh-huh.
you
Mhm.
ask the questions and you look for the actions behind the questions or
Right.
Right.
behind the answers. That's what
Right.
I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Because, yes, I don't necessarily expect the person to lie to me necessarily. However, if you don't have any follow through, you did lie.
Right,
True.
but right. So that's what I mean.
Mm.
If you ask the question, right, and you said,
Mm-hmm.
if you say, "Are you? How are you when it comes to a date? Like, do you call me to confirm 15 minutes before? Should I be ready? Blah blah blah. Whatever the question is, right? And then the day of the, I'm doing something minor, and then the day of the date comes, and you don't hear from. You're supposed to leave at 7, and you don't hear at them until 8:15.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Like that's, but they like, oh yeah, 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 I'm always on time. I'm gonna be there, and if I'm gonna be late, I'll give you a call. And then you don't hear from them until 8:15, and they
That
were
means.
supposed to be there at 7.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So they
That
lied.
that
So
means
then
she.
you got the question,
Mm-hmm.
you got your you got your
That's
answer,
your answer.
and
Yep.
now you can take what they said to you versus their action and act accordingly.
Peace.
You gotta ask the questions. You gotta ask them, even if they're gonna lie, they're gonna look you in the eyes and be like, if you ask them, "Are you married?" and they look you in the face and say
Yeah.
no, and then
Yep.
you find out that they got a whole wife, then you know this nigga ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because he looked you in your face and told you no.
Mm-hmm.
When, that's
But if
true.
you didn't ask at all, I mean, that's still a lie. But I need to know. I need to ask so I can be very clear that you are definitely a liar,
Mm-hmm.
and I can get
I'm
far.
not saying don't ask at all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying don't ask. I
No.
feel like a person should ask as many questions as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Number one, to see how they dodge the question, because that's another thing they'll
Right.
do. You know what I'm saying? If you can't keep up with a yes or no answer out of a person, 9 out
Mm-hmm.
of 10 there's some manipulation involved, unless
Right.
there's some trauma involved where a person doesn't want to go deeply into something that's personal. But
Right.
if you got simple yes or no questions that you know this should be easy to answer one way or another, do you
Mm-hmm.
like grapes? Well,
Uh-huh.
sometimes when I see grapes in the stove, I look at them and no, do you like grapes? Well, they be right beside the kiwis sometimes. It's like, why you won't just answer the question?
Mm-hmm. Because you a slithering little snake.
Yes,
Right.
that part entirely.
Yeah. I get it.
And you start asking them and they start evading or they get mad when you ask them certain things.
So what
Uh
you want to know about my grapes for? You
uh-uh.
know, nobody want to deal with that. You
See
got
that?
attitude.
Oh, over some grapes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I
great.
just
Like how
asked
you
a
get a
simple
whole
question.
attitude over grapes.
Nah, cause I don't see. I get mad when you ask me about grapes because I had a traumatic experience. Like I feel like grapes is the devil. Nah, it's not.
Yeah, no, but that's what
No,
happened though.
but it is.
Yes,
Facts. Now this person has used grapes for a reason to for y'all to get into it so they can leave dramatically
Yeah.
and go and be with somebody else.
yes,
Oh,
that
And
them
then you
grapes.
talking to your friends, what y'all get into it about? Man, I don't know, some grapes or something. Grapes. Oh yeah,
that
she
was
cheating
their
on you, homie.
that was their
Right.
accent. I've seen that petty stuff. I mean, even within friendships, not even just man and woman or whatever, just a
Right.
friendship. They will pick an argument and say, "Oh well, I think we need space." When I was like, "Heifer, listen, you planned that. You should have said that from the beginning
Right.
instead of being mad and trying to get you an exit argument."
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
Trying to
That don't sound like a friend. That sound
Mm.
like something else, but
Yeah.
yeah.
try,
You have to watch them kind.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Because
right.
at that point, you're talking about somebody that's trying to manipulate you into getting you to
Right.
do something that you don't want to do.
Right.
That part, yes, for sure.
That whole silent treatment until you give me what I want.
Oh yes.
Right. We gonna be silent then.
Listen.
Hmm.
I ain't with it.
There's a time to talk and a time to shut the heck up. We can
Mm-hmm.
do that.
That part. Play. Let's play who could first person make a sound loses.
Hmm. I was told that Speaking ain't nothing but a habit that can easily be broken.
That
Hmm.
part. That part. Ooh, spit them bars. All right. So, setting boundaries and breaking free. Detaching emotionally is essential to breaking a narcissistic cycle. The gray rock, aka no contact method, reduces the ability to control your emotions. No contact or limited contact is often the only way to regain peace. Healing requires reclaiming identity, self worth, and personal power.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set your
Yeah.
boundaries and have some non-negotiables.
Yep.
You
Non-negotiable.
know, as
That part.
as long as you're willing to go beyond the boundaries that you set, all you have done is set up a situation where a person can take advantage of you and
Mhm.
take advantage of you over and over and over again because they always going to push the envelope to see can they get you to push back your boundaries.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
And
So
also listening to your partner's boundaries too, because it goes
that's
both ways.
that's
If
true.
you're a habitual line stepper, then you need to not do that anymore.
You might be speaking upon deaf ears, Coach. But yeah.
No, I need to hear that. No, I can be a professional line stepper because my thing is if you let me run over you will be. Do I
No.
respect? No. I'm telling the truth because this is what happens, and I'm
Hmm.
just being honest. This
Go
is
ahead.
what happens. A person gives you your way. They let you do what you want to do. You want more than what they're willing to give, but because they're willing to make the sacrifice, you'll push a little bit further. Not go all the way out of the way. Not go so far where it looks like you're just being blatantly disrespectful, but just a little bit more. And then a little bit more. And what tends to happen in situations like that is you find yourself where your boundaries were at one point. They are gone completely beyond where you initially wanted it, but it started with little things. When people know how to set their boundaries and know how to set them firm to where you let a person know beyond this point is disrespect, period, then you won't have those type of situations with people that are line steppers.
Mm.
Because as long as you're willing to bag up off of your stance, they'll do it to you every time. Because it's too easy to get what I want. But that doesn't mean I can't submit to the line that you draw. But you got to draw it and mean it.
So how is that showing a person that you actually love them or respect them
Right.
if you keep
It's
doing that?
it's not so much as you don't love them. It's not even a thing about don't respect them. It is a thing, however, about having desires of your own. And sometimes you can have a clash in an area where you like, how can we compromise? In that area of compromise, sometimes a person can bag up a little bit more than they want to, and the other person can get a little bit more that out of the situation than the other person does. It's not always even. Folks be trying to make it seem like every argument is 50-50 when we agree.
No, that's not true. But I think, well, relationships. I'm talking. Well, I'm speaking from a like marriage standpoint, but
Oh, you're
but
right.
either way, relationships are a lot of compromise. So you do, like, there are times when you get what you want, and there's other times when you got to fall back a little bit and let your partner shine, or let them get what they want, because if you love them, then you want them to be just as happy as you are, and you don't want just your way. Like, what kind of shit is that?
No, it's not a just your way. It's a little. I'm telling you about the. It's the little foxes that destroy the vine. It's the little bitty things. It's the little areas that bring about resentment because that person didn't stand on their own too.
I mean, I hear you, but I'm just saying, like, that's not what we want to do, right? That's what we're saying. We
Mm.
don't want to do that. right? That's what we're saying? That's what you meant, Trisha? I'm Trisha, Lord Jesus. Tina, I'm seeing, I thought I saw Trisha in the chat, but
I'm sorry, say that again.
are you saying, are you just giving an example of how it can happen, but you're not saying like that's what happens in relationships, right? No? Yes, in marriage there's a lot of compromise. Yes, there is, sackcloth.
What's up, Melinda?
Compromise. And sometimes, like, to be honest with you, like you bend, and then other times they bend. I mean, in a healthy relationship anyway.
Right.
But if you
Exactly.
find
And I'm
yourself
talking about
always being the person that's bending and the other person is always taking, pause.
that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
At some point, the person, and I was making an example of that, at some
Right.
point, a person does have to take into consideration that I've been taking too much.
Right.
I've been bending over backwards for people or for the other individual too much. Now I'm backed into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who sometimes need to know you're going too far. You're pushing too much. And if you don't have the kind of relationship where you can say, that's too much, there's a problem.
Right.
That's all
And
I'm saying.
you know what?
That's
You know what's really hard for some folks to do is to be able to articulate it's when it's too much before it becomes a blow up. So now you're communicating your boundaries, but you're
Mm.
communicating them in a blow up way instead of being able to articulate it when it was the little thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now you have this situation where a boundary is crossed and you like, and he's like, what's happening, like what the hell, what happened? And it was the little things that you let pass, the little thing, the little thing, the little thing, the little thing, until there's a blow up.
Yeah.
And now you're like, that's my boundary. But if from the first time something small happened that didn't it was a little line, he was stepping over the line a little bit, you could just say, I wanted to talk to you about that. I really didn't like that, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of times we all are guilty of that. Not like when a small little thing happens, we kind of brush it off, brush it off, brush it off, brush it off until boom. And then you're
Yeah,
communicating your boundary, but you're communicating it in a very aggressive way.
I agree. I agree.
Some people's expectations are founded on Hollywood. Talk about it, Solomon. Some people's expectations are on Hollywood and social media. I think
Yeah,
social
social
media
media.
more so, and these reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems innocent enough, but it's not, because when we look at these like the younger generation,
Mm-hmm.
their idea or ideal of what a relationship is scary. It's really scary. Like, it's really scary. And I think all of that comes from watching all of that reality show and then having more access to those people with social media and seeing the Birkin bags and the this and the that and all of this stuff and thinking relationship goals, but a relationship is not just gifts.
Right. That's very true.
It's a mess. Like, it's a mess out here. Mm-mm. Yes, social
Uh,
media has made it really bad.
yeah, that's true.
That's why you have to be so careful and prayerful, when stepping into new territories as it pertains to relationships and things like that. You just can't rush in. You have to do things like ask the questions. You have to be prayerful. You have to look for uh red flags.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you really do. You really have to look for look for the red flags. But then I think you also have to know what your particular red flags are too.
Right. I
They
could
are so
I could
ready
agree with that.
to just throw in the towel over the smallest issues. Yeah.
That's me. That's
Yeah.
me. I ain't got time to waste.
But I don't think it's the smallest of issues. I think it's a thing where it builds up to a point, and then you throw in the towel. I don't think nobody wakes up, stubs their toe, and burn their house down. I think it's a series of events that occurs that we sometimes suppress or compartmentalize. And then by the time you do come to the place where it looks like the straw that broke the camel's back, but no one is counting the other straw that's already there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 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 Mm, for
Hmm.
sure. And that's another problem to comparing your relationship with others. Every relationship is unique.
For
That's true,
sure.
Sackcloth.
For sure. And comparing yourself to like let's say you have a friend or an associate whose husband buys them gifts all the time. And then you come home and you're like, honey, why don't you buy me gifts all the time? But you
Mm,
don't know why she's being bought gifts all the time.
right.
So be
Right.
careful what you asking for. Child.
Right. That comparison thing.
Right. Don't compare. Do not compare yourself to others. And I know it's easy to say. We say that a lot in different circumstances, but
Mm,
you still find yourself comparing yourself to others.
right.
I mean, truth be told, sometimes it's about a thing of what you've been exposed to. Because if you don't have a good foundation as far as how you were, even if you have a good foundation as it relates to how you were groomed or how you grew up, having the two-parent household or whatever, or just one parent household, it's those things that you look at and you begin to compare your life with what your experiences have been at a very early age. I
Right.
do or I do not want what my grandmother had, grandfather had, mother, father had. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Or adoptive parents, or whatever. All of those things shape the way that you see life. And so with that being the case, a lot of times you will have something to compare it to, but you don't recognize it as such because you have so many different things that stimulate ideas.
Mm-hmm.
very, very, very true. Good night, Steph.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Let's see. All right, so we got our last question. Do you believe narcissists can truly change, or is it about protecting yourself and moving on? The
Leave.
Narcissists
la-
cannot
the
change.
latter.
No,
The
Not the
latter.
real ones,
they
no.
are. If a narcissist is diagnosed, it's a truly diagnosed narcissist. There is
Hmm.
a cure. They can go to behavioral
What
therapy and
go
get
into that?
help, but they
Um,
still are gonna have the narcissism. They still gonna have it.
right, right.
So they can learn. They
I
can,
I feel like
but
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they can learn skills, but they'll still, they would have to want to change, and that's the part
Yeah.
that doesn't
Mm,
quite register with them because they have
right.
an issue with that, and they have an issue understanding how their behavior affects other people. So have fun with that.
Well, there's a part of narcissism that has a lack of empathy. They
Right.
don't feel it like we do. So because of that lack of empathy, that being so much of an issue,
Mm,
it's not even they can't see it's wrong. It's just they don't feel the wrong that's in it. They can't experience it like you experience it. And so
mm,
with that being, and that's we're talking about clinically diagnosed narcissists.
Clinically diagram. Right. That's
Right. And
diagnosed
so when it comes to if you are literally with a clinically diagnosed narcissist, 9 times out of 10, you might as well just move on.
and go to
More
therapy.
often than not, that'll be the best thing. Now, when it comes to these manipulative people, you know, You just why hang with with somebody trying to manipulate you? Well, why do you want to be with somebody that's trying to manipulate you in a relationship of any fashion?
You have to,
Right.
and then after you've finished, after you've gotten out of a relationship with the narcissist, please seek therapy
Yes, you
because
have to.
they will run you ragged. You go to therapy.
Yeah.
Yes, heal yourself. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. All right. That's the end of the talking points. Anybody want to promote anything?
Nope.
No. Good.
I mean, I
T-
yesterday. Let's say it again.
Today's Friday.
I'm doing an interview on Sunday with Oso Ravishing and Boogie Time on either of those young ladies' channels. I will put the link on my community post. That is going to be on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I will be going live every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I do a live Zoom workout. In addition to that, it's also live on YouTube at 7 p.m. If you want to get this work, show up.
Pause.
Then one more thing. No, no pause. I'm gonna give you all full body work. You know what I'm
Pause.
saying? I'm gonna give you full body work Monday through Thursday. Then I do what else do I do with my life? That's it right now. Somebody else go.
um my the tea time with Tina Moore has Tina Moe was supposed to be tonight, but it has
Right.
been rescheduled due to some personal issues of my own.
Okay.
Um and I don't want to shortchange Mia J's interview, being that I'm not prepared for it. And
Okay.
so that has been moved to next Friday. However, tomorrow night with Antonisa will be moving forward with the intentionally random broadcast. And
Okay.
we'll I don't know what we're gonna be talking about, but y'all will find out. I might have wrote it down, I might not have. I don't know. But it's intentionally random and randomly intentional. So it's one of those things where we're gonna be doing what we do then. And of course, as long as Elevated is live each day of this month, you will see me on this particular platform every night whenever he decides that he's going to pop up on the live. And so, other than that, I do not have any more announcements. I'm grateful for your graciousness in allowing me to be in this space.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Anytime. You got
And
anything going on, Yolanda? What the
No,
hell?
not at this moment.
I don't
I'm
blame
just
you. Me
grateful to
neither.
be able to be on this platform with y'all.
Of course.
yeah,
Of course. All right.
Elevator, you look like it's time for bed. You tired?
All my life I've been tired.
All my life I have been. Mm.
Yeah. I definitely gotta get
You
some
gotta work
sleep.
tomorrow.
I gotta work the whole weekend.
Oh, but get that money. But
I,
try and get
no,
some
no,
money.
I was about to quit. I swear to God, I was gonna quit. Like,
Don't do that.
why not?
Not yet. Don't quit yet.
As they say, don't quit your day job.
Don't quit yet.
Alright. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Not yet. Just give it a few couple more little bits.
I was waiting for the time
I ain't
frame you
saying no
saying.
exact time. A few couple more little bits. That's it.
Alright, alright, coach. I hear you.
You got this, man. We got goals and we have to fund them.
Tell me about it. Ooh, wee.
This is what I be telling myself. So I'm not saying nothing to you that I don't say to myself.
Nah, that's true though.
But don't
Uh,
forget to rest up while you're going hard or after you get to going hard. Go to
After you
sleep.
hard, get some sleep, you know.
Yes.
Y'all funny.
After you go hard all weekend, make sure you
All
get
right,
some
y'all.
rest.
Thank y'all for joining the panel. Could have been anywhere in these internet streets, but you spent some time here
See how we
with
got.
with us crazy Phil folks. Everybody take care. I'll see y'all later.
Have a
Blessings to
good
each and
one,
every one of you
guys.
guys.
Thank
See you guys
you,
again on the next
Elevated. Thank you so
platform.
much. Have a good night. Get some rest.
Bye.